Why is Lance Stroll still in F1? A deep dive into the sport's most persistent underperformer. Welcome to F1 Dramas, where we pull no punches. Let's cut through the pleasantries. Lance Stroll is the most protected, polarizing and, depending on who you ask, underwhelming presence on the modern Formula One grid. He's not the worst driver statistically, but when you stack up talent, output, expectations, and opportunity, it's hard to avoid the question, why is Lance Stroll so bad? This isn't just a story about lap times, it's a tale of legacy, luxury, and a career shielded by a billionaire's wallet. Let's unpack why so many fans groan when Stroll's name appears on the entry list. The numbers don't lie, but they're not enough. On paper, Lance Stroll has a decent resume for a midfield driver. Debuting in 2017, he has clocked up over 170 races, scored 3 podiums, and famously took pole in a chaotic 2020 Turkish Grand Prix. But since then, the numbers have flatlined. In 2024, he scored just 24 points, finishing 13th, while his 43-year-old teammate, Fernando Alonso, bagged nearly triple that with 70 points and a 9th-place finish. In 2023, the contrast was even sharper. Alonso scored 206 points to Stroll's 74. That's nearly a threefold difference. This isn't just about age or experience. This is a consistent trend of underperformance year after year. 2025 has offered a temporary blip of redemption. After 2 races, Stroll has collected 10 points with finishes in 6th and 9th. Meanwhile, Alonso has suffered 2 DNFs. But let's not pretend this is a changing of the guard. When Alonso's luck stabilizes, history tells us Stroll will drift back down the order, while Fernando resumes carrying Aston Martin's reputation on his shoulders. The teammate test, failing every time. Good drivers can hold their own against great teammates. Stroll, however, gets routinely outclassed. Sergio Perez in 2019 and 2020 dominated. Sebastian Vettel in 2021 and 2022 outperformed. Fernando Alonso in 2023 and 2024 demolished. The pattern is relentless. Year after year, Stroll's teammates extract more from the same machinery. Whether it's raw pace, tyre management, or wheel-to-wheel combat, Stroll never seems to be in the same league. And no, it's not bad luck, it's not sabotage, it's a ceiling, and Stroll hit his a long time ago. The privilege problem, nepotism in plain sight. Let's address the elephant in the paddock. Lance's father, Lance Stroll, owns the Aston Martin F1 team. And when your dad writes the checks, your seat is practically bulletproof. No matter how many points he doesn't score, no matter how many times he bins it during qualifying, Lance stays. While more talented young drivers like Theo Pourchaire, Felipe Drugovich, and Liam Lawson hustle for reserve gigs and one-off drives, Stroll gets another year. He's not just a pay driver, he's the ultimate pay driver. This adds a layer of resentment among fans who want to see the 20 best drivers in the world, not 19 plus the boss's son. The attitude shift, from disengaged to disinterested. You'd expect someone constantly under fire to push harder, to evolve, to prove the critics wrong. But if anything, Stroll's attitude has regressed. In Brazil 2024, he beaches his car during the formation lap and casually radios, "I'm beached." No anger, no frustration, just indifference. That moment went viral, not because it was catastrophic, but because it summed him up perfectly. There, but not present. His body language is often slumped. His media appearances are minimal. He shows little spark, little emotion. In a sport built on passion and edge, Stroll brings all the energy of a man who just wants to go home. His best moments were flukes. Let's revisit Stroll's podiums. His first in Baku 2017, thanks to chaos. His Monza 2020 podium, tyre drama and penalties. His Turkey pole, a masterclass in tyre luck and track evolution, not racecraft. There's no denying he can deliver when everything falls into place. But the problem is, he doesn't create those moments. He benefits from them. The greats manufacture opportunity. Stroll survives and occasionally lucks into results. And when the pressure is really on, when a podium or a top 5 finish is there for the taking, he often crumbles. Like in Turkey 2020, when a dominant lead turned into a sixth-place finish after destroying his tyres early. The mental game. Checked out. By late 2024, whispers began surfacing. Is Stroll even interested anymore? His on-track aggression disappeared. His post-race interviews sounded automated. And as Aston Martin slipped down the pecking order, Stroll looked less like a hungry driver trying to reverse the slide, and more like a rich kid counting the days until retirement. Even insiders have hinted at burnout. Being a Formula One driver is mentally brutal. The scrutiny, the pressure, the comparisons, it eats away at confidence. For a driver with no clear path to improvement and no incentive to fight for his seat, the mental toll is enormous, and it shows. The cost of keeping him. Let's not pretend this doesn't have consequences. Aston Martin has dropped from podium contenders in early 2023 to midfield mediocrity in 2024. Keeping Stroll means sacrificing one seat that could go to a younger, faster, hungrier driver. F1 is a constructors' game. Two strong drivers are essential. McLaren has Piastri and Norris. Mercedes had Hamilton and Russell. Red Bull has Verstappen and, well, they're working on it. Aston Martin, meanwhile, is running a one-car strategy every year. That's not how you win championships. That's how you burn millions for fifth place. So why is he still here? Simple. Legacy. Money. Comfort. Lance Stroll races because he can. And unless Lance Stroll sells the team or Lance decides he's had enough, he's not going anywhere. But make no mistake, Formula One isn't a charity. Eventually, even billionaire-backed projects need results. If Aston Martin continues to slip, pressure from sponsors and stakeholders could force change. Maybe not today, maybe not this season, but time is ticking. Final thoughts. Lance Stroll isn't the worst driver on the grid, but he's the most protected. He's a man with resources, machinery, and opportunity that most drivers would kill for. And yet, he's barely scraping mediocrity. This is F1 Dramas. And if you want the real stories no one else will tell, you're in the right place. What do you think? Will Stroll ever prove the haters wrong? Or is he just a well-funded seat warmer? Hit subscribe, join the drama, and tell us in the comments, is Lance Stroll the most overhyped driver in F1 history? Or is there still a glimmer of redemption somewhere under that helmet?